So in this video, I'm going to share a story about how I got to know about the Chevening Scholarship. I was a scholar in 2018 and 2019, meaning I started applying in 2017. So the application process always starts between, I think, August to November, and for 2018. So at the moment when I got to know about this opportunity, I was working in a PR firm. I had just left my radio job, and at that time we were going through just the elections. There wasn't so much business because companies usually kind of hold back from spending during that time until everything clears, until there's certainty. So we were just chilling in the office most of the time, just handling a few things here and there, but not as busy as we usually are. So one of my friends, we used to study with her also at Daystar. She used to seem like she's busy, like all the time she's busy, just on her computer, furiously typing, researching stuff. So I'd be like, hey, what are you doing? You know, it wasn't like, yes, I was doing stuff, but she seemed like she was legit, you know, doing a whole research paper. And she told me like, hey Cynthia, I'm working on essays because I'm applying for a scholarship. I'm like, a scholarship for what? She was like, I want to go and do my master's and I'm applying for this Commonwealth scholarship, and the deadline is kind of coming around the corner, so I really need to finish these things up. I was like, okay, that's interesting. So we got to talk about it, and then I remembered when I graduated in 2012, one thing I told myself, I was like, because my mom was like, hey, so you need to do a master's. I wasn't thinking about it, because in journalism you don't really need to do these masters a lot. You can just be able to attend these trainings type, conference type things, just to add on to your skills, and things evolve. So I was just like, me, I'm not really keen about a master's, but if I will do it, someone else is going to pay for me. I'm not going to pay for it, because I had read somewhere that there's always money for higher education past bachelor's, that you'll always get money if you want to do masters, if you want to do PhD, money is always there. So I told myself, you know what, if eventually I'm going to do it, I'm going to be sponsored. I'm not going to pay for it by myself. So I tucked it away. This is like now 5 years later. So she's doing this scholarship thing. I'm telling her, do you know some people who've won it? Because you know these things usually are just circulating, but I've never actually met someone or a Kenyan who's won a scholarship. So she told me, I know a couple of people, and they're the ones who have actually told me to apply for it, so that's why I'm doing it. I'm like, who do you know? Then she told me she knows like 2 people, 3 people, and they're the ones who are actually helping her with the essays, to just read them through to make sure they are fine. So at least that got me thinking. So I went to the website, the Commonwealth website. I looked at the offerings, what they were doing, the type of courses, because they were like, you had to choose some courses and also be aligned with what they wanted during that year. And I was like, no, it's too soon. I can still apply, but it's too soon. Like, I don't think I will be able to just up and leave now. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to actively now seriously pursue a scholarship opportunity, I would want to go in 2018. So remember, this is still 2017. So I looked at the Commonwealth scholarship. I looked at it, but it wasn't too appealing for me. I don't know, because you had to get a government body or a network to recommend you. And there was this one called FIDA, Federation for, I think Federation for African Women. FAWE, Federation for African Women Empowerment. So they're the ones who, if you're a member, they would recommend you to the Commonwealth people. But now to be a member, you had to pay 3K. And yeah, those things of people paying so that someone can recommend you, I really don't like it. I want something that's straightforward. So I was like, no. So I started looking what are other scholarships that can enable me to go to the UK. So I found the Chevening Scholarship. And I remember those, like back in 2015, this is like 3 years after I graduated, my mom would send me these WhatsApp forwards about scholarships, and me, I'd be like, these things are just, you know, fake. these things are fake, they're not real. So you know how should forward, then you just write thank you without even reading, because you know how our parents are sometimes, they just forward stuff. So I checked out the Chevening Scholarship. I was like, this is what mom was forwarding to me. I wasn't even paying attention to them. So I looked at the website, their social media. I looked at how other scholars were talking about the program. You know, you could be able to go and actually identify them, because they were putting Chevening Scholar on their profiles. So I identified a couple of them, and I was just following their journey on social. I'm like, what? This looks so much fun, because it was fully funded. I really like that. Commonwealth was also the same anyway. And what I for me stood out was the whole how Chevening would arrange events for the scholars while you're in the UK. I found that really cool. And then also just how they are public with what they're doing, in terms of, you know, what their alumni are doing, you know, what previous scholars are up to. There was the blog debate aspect. I really liked that, and I was just drawn to it. So I set my mind on, like, you know what, I'm going to apply for this scholarship. So at that time it was around July. If I had wanted, I would have applied during that time, because the application was almost closing. It was almost closing. So I was like, it's too soon. So what I did, and this really helped me as well, because it was just a singular focus. I went, looked at the application, because I could still go online, but I didn't like apply for it. I logged into the portal, looked at what they were asking. So I realized it was those 4 essays. So I pasted them onto a Word document, and I started working on them, because I was told that they never change. It's usually the same standard application procedure. So I pasted the leadership question, the networking essay question, why do you want to study in the UK question, and also the career plan essay question, and each needed 500 words. So in essence, you're writing 2,000 words, right? But on different things. So I started on that, and a couple of my friends had studied in the UK previously, so I was able just to bounce off ideas with them, like, how do I write an essay, because I'd never written like an essay like that before. So they helped me like to refine it. And also the good thing is, the colleague who was applying for that scholarship at that time, but she was applying for Commonwealth, at least I could also see her essays, and she would ask me to kind of like edit them as well. So that kind of put me into the groove of how an essay should sound like, how it should be written. So I did it. And for me, I had finished by the time the application process for 2017 was closing. I was opening. Sorry, I was okay. So I just sat with my essays, which were prepared in advance. They were just on my Google Drive. Now, when the application started again for us to apply, because I wanted to go in 2019. 2018, 2019, because I'm a 2018-2019 scholar. So 2017 was our application year. So when the portal opened this time around, see, I was ready. I'd already prepared my essays in advance. I was praying with a focus. I'm like, God, this is what I want. I am ready for it. I was like, I'm ready to just take a year off, go study, travel. For me, my sole purpose it wasn't just to get a master's degree. For me, I took this opportunity because I wanted to just experience something new, and I really wanted to travel Europe, and I knew that if I go to the UK and study, that would be easy for me to do. So the portal opened. Remember, I've already done my essays in advance. I was like, this was the one time I think I had finished an assignment early in advance. So I just pasted the answers into the portal when it opened, and I was good to go. And the rest is now history. I was shortlisted for interviews and all that. So it just goes to show that for me, it was the preparation bit was quite important, but I didn't do it alone. I had people supporting me. Shout out to Martha, who actually kind of got me to see the possibility of this thing happening through her own scholarship application in Commonwealth. A big shout out to Sheila. She's the one who had studied in the UK previously, and she helped me look through the essays. There are some bits she would actually just tell me to correct. She'd be like, no, here you sound as if you're too entrepreneurial in a way that you just want to make money. We're not seeing the value. What value are you going to bring back to your home country? So you need to focus on that. A big shout out as well to one of the scholars I was with. She's called Lords. She really helped me with this faith journey in terms of, listen, God can do it for you. This thing can be hard, can be competitive, but just trust and believe that God is going to hand it over to you. So we were really praying together. It was really cool as well, because at times you doubt. You'd be like, hey, I have my portal, I have not gotten a message yet, what's going on? But she'd tell me like, listen, God has promised us this and he is going to deliver. A big shout out to my brother Jason. He was my mock interviewer in the videos for essays. You hear me speaking about you doing mock interviews to prepare if you are being shortlisted. He was the one who was the interviewer in my mock interview. I printed out questions and he was asking me the questions, and at times he'd tell me like, that does not make sense, that answer doesn't make sense, you've just gone round and round, try and restructure it. And it really helped me. And he was also my English test study buddy, so we were doing the YouTube tests for IELTS exam, and that was that. So thank you also to Eric Mwangi. He really helped me as a former scholar. He was there in 2016, 2017, and he was the one trying to allay our fears and our concerns. We would just WhatsApp him and he'd answer our questions. We'd be like, so at what point should we do the English test? And he'd tell us, do it early in advance if you've been shortlisted for interviews, and it gets busy because everyone, not just you scholarship people from Australia, USA, blah blah blah, they're also doing the same test, so it can be quite crowded. So book in advance. He'd tell us to just calm down during what to expect for during the interview, so that was good. And also just the whole cohort that I was with, we were in a WhatsApp group, all of us who had applied, and we were just encouraging each other and telling each other like, okay, so these are the changes I can see on my portal, can you see the same on yours? No, don't worry, it's going to be fine. So it's not just me alone. That's what I'm kind of like, is the point of this video. We all need people who are going to help us to succeed, and you don't do it alone. It's a group effort, and you have people who are visible and invisible contributors to your success, and you should always remember what the role they played in your life. All right, yes, they might have guided you, they might have encouraged you, they might have listened to your concerns, you venting and all that. So just always remember that in this life, people are there to help you. Sometimes some may hold it over you, like they'll be like, I'm the one who made you get to this point, but that's not necessarily true. They might shine the light for you, and you are the one who actually walks. So do not be afraid to ask people for help. Reach out to people. For example, if you're interested in scholarships, my website cynthiakimwala.com is actually helping with tips and guidance, because I'm really passionate about youth advancing in their education, their career, and their personal development. So that's something that you can be able to do. Surround yourself with like-minded people. For example, if there's a group of people who also are looking into advancing in their education through studying, furthering their studies and scholarships, you can also be around them, so that you're not just with the naysayers who think that these things are impossible. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's how I got to know about the Chevening Scholarship opportunity and how I was able to pursue it, and the people who helped me through it. And also, a big shout out also to just all of you who are interested in just going through the same path. It is quite possible. It's doable. You hear me say this word over and over again. It is doable. So it's a mindset thing. Thank you so much for listening to my short story time. Subscribe to the channel. Really supports me, and I feel like it's going to help many people watch the videos as well and get help. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and also share it with someone so that they can see that this thing is possible. It's not always about being lucky. Sometimes it's just luck and preparation align. So that's just me. Thank you so much. Yes, links will be in the description below if you want to read more about this opportunity and how you can be able to be successful. Thank you.